Hello, students of class 10. I hope you all are continuing with your classes on a regular basis and you are following the videos. So, I will continue with the next video, that is contribution of industry to national economy. This is the next topic of your manufacturing industries chapter. Now, children, the first most important thing of contribution of industry to national economy, we have to understand how it contributes. Now, here come the importance of manufacturing industries. We have done several points of importance of manufacturing industries where, with the help of a diagram also, I have explained the importance that how it contributes to the economy. So let me just go through some point. So of course it provides and produces lots of goods. So that is the most important contribution in the economy. And apart from that, children, this industrial sector is responsible not only for provision of goods and production of goods, different kinds of goods, but also it is responsible for the provision of services to us. Now, in any area, if the number of industries are more, you will find that the transport services are better, the banks and insurance companies are more in number in that particular area or particular region. So, the industrial sector is responsible not only for production of goods but also for provision of services to us. In your next chapter, children, where we have this transport sector, there also you will find that in any area where there is more production of goods, there will be more movement of traffic from one place to another. And similarly, when the area is having industries will need finances, and so the provision of banking and insurance sector will also be there. Basically, the infrastructure services will be better in the area where industries will be better. Secondly, a lot of choice is offered to the consumers. So it is producing variety of goods, and we consumers have the choice to choose from different goods that are produced. So within the country also there is trading, and this trading also leads to income of the country. And then export of manufactured goods. When the manufactured goods are exported within a country, obviously it leads to better earning for the country. It leads to a better foreign exchange reserve for the country. But always we must keep in mind, children, that export must always be more than the import. We earn more when we export more. So what is the recent contribution of industry to national economy? So in the last 2 decades, we have found that the share of the manufacturing sector has stagnated at around 17% of the GDP, and out of a total of 27% for the industry, 10% goes to mining, quarrying, electricity and gas. So mining, quarrying is like we have coal mining industry or iron ore mining. So cement, the industry takes its raw material from the quarries, limestone quarries. Similarly, electricity, gas is there, like ONGC is a company which supplies oil and gas. They are also considered a part of this industrial sector, and so total it includes 27% of which 10% goes to this mining, quarrying, electricity, gas, and the rest 17% goes to this manufacturing industries. Now, our countries position is much lower in comparison to the economies of East Asian and Southeast Asian countries. Like, for example, children, China, Japan, Korea, these countries which belongs to Asia itself, but they have a very important and a very high position in terms of manufacturing sector. The industries of these countries contribute much more than what is contributed by Indian manufacturing industries. Similarly, we find children that Singapore, which is such a small country, a very small country, which progressed in the 1960s. After 1960s, this country progressed, and the contribution of manufacturing sector is quite huge. Now, slowly we are also developing. Our Prime Minister is trying to make this Make in India popular, and now the European countries and the USA, Canada, they are also seeing that India is a better option for investment rather than China. Previously, China was thought to be a better option. Now, children, what is required in our country, that our manufacturing sector needs to be competitive and make our goods equal or at par with the goods produced in other world countries, the European countries and American countries. So we have set up a body which is National Manufacturing Competitiveness Council. National Manufacturing Competitiveness Council, and this one has been set up mainly to produce goods which will be best, and the best one will be chosen. This body works as a selector. It will select the best quality product. So when obviously there will be competition between the different goods, obviously the best product will be there in the market. Our country is trying its best to improve its productivity, and economists predict that manufacturing will improve its position very soon. So National Manufacturing Competitiveness Council has been set up with the main aim to select the best product for the Indian market. Now, children, will come to the next topic, that is industrial location. What is industrial location? Now, location is very important, children. Now, for example, when we are buying any house, we always try to see what are the advantages enjoyed in that particular location, whether it is secured or not, or whether the water supply is there or not, whether the road is constructed or not, whether there is any problem in that area or not. So all these things are looked at when we select any place or any location for constructing a house. Similarly, children, for setting up any industry, we'll look into the industrial location. Now, some of these factors are natural factors. Now, these factors are also known as physical factors, or they are also known as geographical factors. And there are some factors which are known as man-made factors, which we human beings create. Now, the most important natural factor or the physical factor is the availability of proper land. That is, the area must be flat plain area so that the industry can be set up in a proper way. Availability of water. Water is required for processing of products. In different stages of production, water is required. Water is also required to run the huge generators, to cool the generators of the industry, the generators provide power supply. So to cool the generators also water is required. Availability of water, land, water, then raw material, because the raw material needs to be processed. Suppose the industry is set up but raw material is not available, then what will be the goods that will be produced? Because we always produce by processing the raw material, so raw material processing is required, so availability of raw material is necessary. Then presence of suitable climate. Climate also greatly helps in producing better quality products, especially when it is an agro based industries. Like for processing of cotton, we need humid conditions. So humid means there will be some amount of moisture in the air. So children, in case of industrial location, the natural factors are availability of proper land or relief, then climate, water supply, and raw material. And then we have a host of man made factors. Now, these man made factors are like supply of electricity. Why? Electricity is required to run the different machines. Proper transportation services. Why transportation? Because the raw materials will be transported to the industry for processing, and then the finished product will be taken from the industry and supplied to the market. So industry is so transportation services must be there. Labor is required because the labor force will do the entire work. Now we are not so developed that we will operate everything with the help of robot. So labor is required. So the labor must not be just simple labor, it must be skilled labor. Skill means the people must be properly trained to do a particular work. If the people are trained, then obviously the work will become very easy and fast. The labor must be skilled in operating the machines also. The laborers must be skilled at every step of activity that is carried on in any industry. Then obviously capital, because capital is required for buying everything starting from the plot of land to arranging water supply, electricity, labor payment to the labor force. For everything it is required. Capital is very, very important. And then obviously banking services, because banking will provide the capital, that is the fund required for investment. Electricity will be required to run the machineries, huge machineries which will be installed. They will be requiring electricity or power to run, or energy. An insurance company will provide the protective cover. Insurance companies must be there, and insurance is required not only for the machineries that are there. Insurance cover is required for every people who are employed in the industry. Suppose there is an accident in the industry, then the insurance cover will give certain benefit to the people working there. And finally, market is necessary. Why market? Because we need to market the goods, the finished goods. Suppose children, we have everything, all these factors are favorable for us, but we do not have any market. Suppose there is no demand of the product, so whatever investment is done, it will go to a total waste. So marketing of the product is necessary. Market is a very, very important industrial location factor. If the market or if I say the demand of the product is there, then it will lead to profit. And that is the most important aim of any industrialist. Profit maximizing is the most important aim for any industrialist. So there must be demand of the product, and the demand of the product will only be there if the quality is very good, and of course there is proper advertising of the product, and market will also, a better market means a better demand of the product, and it will provide the much needed capital by the investor. And finally, there is another very important factor, industrial location factor, that is very much beneficial, or I can say helpful government regulations. Wherever the industry is set up, the government there, the state government there must have certain policies which will attract industries there. I will give you a very simple example, children, like when the nano factory was set up in the Midnapur district of West Bengal. It was set up by Tata. You all know that nano car is a Tata product. It was set up at Shingur. Shingur is in Midnapur district of Midnapur, and it was set up on the farmlands. So when their industry was set up in the farmland, there was lot of protest by the farmers, by the local farmers, as they felt that their farmlands has been taken away, and they got very less whatever money for the farmlands. So they felt that they have been cheated, and there was lot of protest. So much of protest was there that this Tata was forced to shift his factory from there. And at that time, Sri Narendra Modi was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. He welcomed Tata there, and bit by bit, even the nuts and bolts, everything was shifted to Gujarat. And the people there, they learned where it was set up, the local people got employment, and they learned everything, starting from fixing of nuts and bolt to spray painting. Everything was taught to the local people there, and they got employment. And so the friendly policy of the government generated employment for the local people, and it of course led to earning to the state government. So the state government should have friendly rules and regulation, so that it attracts the industrialist, and there is employment generation for the local people. If there is employment generation for the local people, it will lead to earning for the state in an indirect manner. So industrial location involves a combination of both the physical factors as well as some man-made factors. So I think, children, this is very important to know that the main industrialist who is investing money, his main aim is to earn profit. So he will choose only that location which gives him the maximum profit with minimum investment. So the best location is the one which will provide the maximum benefit to the industrialist. All the things are available there, and the investment will be minimum. Generally, children, when we set up any industry outside any town or city, then the investment is lesser, because the land rates are cheaper. But sometimes the investor, he tries to take the advantage of ready-made setup. Like for example, already the banking services are available, the roads, water supply, electricity, everything is available, or the skilled labor is already available. So here the land prices will be very high and the other factors will be costlier, but everything the industrialist is getting it ready-made. So either the industry is set up first and other infrastructure develops later on, or the investor or the industrialist sets up in an area which is already developed and he gets everything, but the price will be costlier. So it is the choice of the industrialist which one he will take up for setting up the industry. Now children, in my next class I will continue with industrial location and then classification of industries. Thank you children. I hope you have followed these two topics, that is how the industries contribute to national economy and what is the contribution of Indian industries, and then the factors, the natural factors for industrial location as well as the man-made factors for industrial location. Thank you children. Have a nice day.